Hello and welcome. Abanyoro n'abanyoro kati nitubatangira muno. We are back. This is Voice of Bunyoro, otherwise known as VOB. You know, it was a popular program that we were on air for about 2 years or so, but you know, things keeps changing. Now we are back. And before we go any further, I just want to put out a shout out there. We are looking for a presenter. I am not the one who's going to be presenting Voice of Bunyoro from the diaspora, although I can. But now, this is something, let me tell you something very good here. This program here is a business program. As most of you might have known, we have been, for the last 3 or 4 months, we were organizing an event called Bunyoro Kitara Trade and Investment. And we thought that it is a good idea now we come back with a big bang with a business program. Our first event was hosted at the Intercontinental Hotel O2, that is in London. Muranganyira Muno, but I know that this program is supposed to be in Runyoro, but for the benefit of other societies whom do not understand Lunyoro, it is better that we speak in English. That some people might say, if the program is about Bunyoro, why speak in English? Yes, we do. So now, before I go any further, I just want to introduce to you to some people here you will be actually seeing on the program very often. Now, depending how you are looking at it, it could be from the right or left. We have got Sammuel Kitone Araali Mulindwa, who is the co-founder or the founder of BKTI, Bunyoro Kitara Trade and Investment. And then we have Joshua Rwagasore from All Financial. He is going to tell you all about finance. Then we have got a young man from Masindi, I believe. He is not on the show tonight, but we wanted to feature him because he has done something very, very, very interesting. A travel agent, online travel agency, whereby you can buy tickets if you want to fly anywhere. His company is called Chunguza Travel Agency. Now, before we dive in, let me start talking with Sam here. Sam, tell us what you have been up to.
Well, first of all, thank you for having us or hosting me on the Voice of Bunyoro in the diaspora. Abanyoro Nywena, Abanyoro Kati, Nabanyoro, friends of Bunyoro. I greet you with a warm greetings. Nimbaramkia Nywena. Thank you for once again giving us this opportunity to be able to echo what we are trying to achieve in the past few months or a few years. We do initiative or activities that are promoting Bunyoro and Uganda at large. But as they say, charity begins from home. But at the same time, if you do not clean your backyard, no one is going to clean it for you. So we are initiating this business program to be able to sell Bunyoro globally, locally, and internationally. So with the initiative of the investment of this business program, we're looking at engaging stakeholders, people who have got major interest in seeing that region, Bunyoro, grow, or even Uganda at large, partner in different sectors. That's what we're doing in the nutshell. We collaborating with anyone that is willing to work with us and create an impact to our communities.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
So, yeah, just pause there. This program is very interactive. So, we want to speak to another gentleman who happens to be, he has got a connection with Kabaleega. We are commemorating Kabaleega, 100 years of Kabaleega. And that's why I'm actually, look, let me, you see this? We are commemorating 100 years of Kabaleega, and we have got a direct descendant of Kabaleega. By the name, okay, let me introduce you properly. Or should I just let the gentleman introduce himself? The man next to Sammuel Kitone Araali. Please, introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Joseph. Thanks, Sam, for the intro. Amabara gange ag'omukani Joshua Mwesige aganatungira mirimu mukunu banyongeraho erya Rwagasore. I'm an advisor in the finance department, majoring in insurance companies and insurance in general, or general insurance. My great-grandfather is the man and only Kabaleega. My immediate grandfather is the late John Rukidi. I happen to have an uncle here called Prince Charles Rukidi, and we both live in London. Bete mirimu yona tugirwa sampora, and I help protect people. Nkogambe is a business program. Tinkwenda muntu akole business kandi ate protectingire. So my main focus in my business protecting to make sure that everyone has got some kind of protection, be it life, accident, critical illness cover, because nobutukubikora byona ute protecting it, especially those of us who are in the diaspora, okwesanga okozire sente kandi ebintu byabo bitunzire just kusendekereza rondi to help you okuba otungire nkekizibu kyona. So my main focus is to make sure that everyone has some bit of protection to help us go through life. So majorly, that is my department.
Okay, so I know we will come back to, you are going to tell more about this financial venture
Yes.
that you are engaged in.
Yes,
Now,
wetu nyendi muho wababitu.
okay, right.
Yes.
So now let me talk about this young man here on the side. He's unable to join us, but I'm sure he will, because this is going to be a weekly program. It's going to be purely business and the money program. So this young man here is called Isaac Ntegeka. He is a very, very, very bright kid. Well, of course, I have to call him kid. He's still young. But the stuff that he's doing, this young guy here, he can design websites, he can design all kinds of stuff. Now, that's what I really find very interesting. Within the Bunyoro community, we have got a pool of people in every profession. Now, Sam, I just want to ask you one question. We have been on this trail for a long time. We have created actually a business program but it never took off because there were so many things coming in and out. But now I am sure we are going to carry this through. Sam, what drives you to do the things that you do?
That is a very simple answer. Is the impact and the results you see when you do an activity and you see the outcome. If it is a network event, people meeting each other, connecting in business, personal development, seeing people grow from point A to B, acquire skills. So my drive is seeing people grow from one point to the other, whether it is personal or business, and seeing people transform. That's what drives me, the results.
So, okay, that is fine because everybody wants to see whatever they are doing, they want to see that they're successful. But for me, if you could just talk about your ventures that you are involved in, you are a man from Uganda, and you come here in the UK. You know, UK is like a jungle. You see, this is where anything can happen. You can run a business that is successful, but also there are some businesses which are struggling. I'm not going to talk about those ones. I just want you to talk about the you have already said about the drive. But imagine you are from Uganda and you are coming here. What is in your mind? Because do you have got this belief that anything can be done in the UK? My question is too long, but hey, go ahead.
No, thank you, JJ. Like what I said, the results, that's what drives me. But at the same time, those results, they don't come when you fold your hands. There is a lot of hard work involved. There is a lot of sleepless nights. There is a lot of obstacles, challenges. It's not as easy as it may seem when you see the results that have happened, or when you see what you see now. It is a long process. It takes a lot of discipline, a lot of um, hard work. It's as you mentioned it, that it's not easy being in the UK or in a foreign country to be able to do almost anything, let alone applying for a job. But what I would say, that if you dedicate yourself, um, stick yourself to there is a book of Alan Mann. It says that whatever the mind conceives, it can achieve. So if you put your mind on whatever project or whatever idea or business that you want to achieve, you can achieve it. But it's discipline, it's hard work, and you may not reach there by even only hard work, but you need people along the way to go with you to achieve that. Not forgetting the challenges, because not everyone is going to buy your vision, not everyone is going to support you. People are going to perceive you in different ways, but you need to know what you want. So, me, the drive is that I know what I want, and I've done. Once I do one, leads me to another. Once I do that one, leads me to another. Like any other person who has run, whether it is a project or a business, they are persistent. They are committed. So it is that everyone will, you choose. I'll say everyone has a calling, but you choose and see, where is my calling.
Okay,
It could
so
be.
I will come back to you again. I will come back to you again because we have got 45 minutes. I'm sure within our first program we can actually shed light as to what really happens. Joshua Omwijukuru wa Kabaleega. Now, the question that I want to ask you, you see, many people, when they come to the UK, they come either to look for a job, they get employed, which is acceptable. But there are some people like yourself or like Sam who say, I don't want to be employed. I want to be my own boss. What exactly, how do you come to that conclusion?
Thank you very much. That's a very good question, because we are all in the comfort of being employed. One, I'll give you what that brings that about. One, the education system back home. We are trained to be employed. Right from after graduation, after graduating, you're just looking for a job. This country, on the other hand, it has apprenticeships. It has some schemes that help people, even if you don't attain the degree, you find yourself starting your own business. Yeah, just like the Chinese. Now, we come here with that mindset, eyo mulimu, and everyone just wants to wait for that paycheck at the end of the month. It's very difficult to change that mindset, but I encourage and I implore everyone, otandika mpora, because that is how you develop yourself. I'll give you one example. And the way this is my calculation, someone will help me if I'm wrong. But if I employed you to come and work for me from 9 to 5, you're going to give me your 9 hours. Yeah, I mean your 7.5 or 8 hours. But in the actual fact, I'm going to pay you for 1 hour. That is how I look at it. Now, if you're self-employed, you'll put in more hours to build your business. That's one. Number two, you're working for all those hours, you're getting money for all the 7.5 hours that you've put in, other than being employed. Number three, someone tells you, ekinte kyandemere nuko kumtu kungamba, you have to be here for 9. And you go for break at this time, you're programmed. Yet, if I work for myself, I can work from 6 to midnight, and tomorrow I take a day off. I'm not answerable to anyone. So it's a very beautiful thing, but people are used to that check that makes them comfortable. Wajagamba, I'm going to get up in the morning, work from Monday to Friday, Saturday and Sunday I rest. That's why that vicious cycle of poverty remains with us, especially the Africans. Abahindi will always have a side business. Yeah. The Chinese will always have a side business. Someone else is doing 2 or 3 jobs to maintain themselves. But you have to build yourself slowly. So transitioning from being employed to self-employment, it's gradual. I don't tell you to abandon your work and jump into self-employed. You'll hit the ground hard. You get me?
So,
So you transition slowly.
but also, do you think that maybe some people have got this idea that if they're employed,
Yeah.
anytime they can pull the rug underneath your feet, you lose the job,
Definitely.
and then you start all over again?
Definitely. And that's where my income protection comes in. I look after you who is being employed, because anytime the rug is pulled, you're left with no money. Or if you fall sick, the company will say we're paying you for 3 months, and after 3 months, if your illness takes longer, you're left in the blank. You know.
Okay,
So to
so
take all that away, okay, you can
yeah,
go on.
we will come back to that, because one important thing really I want to talk about. Uh, just last month, we just had the Bunyoro Kitara Trade and Investment uh, launch. Sam and I, we have been thinking about all these things for a long time. And of course, we want also to uplift, not to uplift, because we can actually give back to what we think we can give to Bunyoro Kitara. Uh, some people, they're not Bunyoro, because the world is global and everybody can go and do a business anywhere. So this is where I see Sam, how he does things. And this is the question I'm going to ask you later on, because you are fearless. You want just to see things done. Now, when we come to this Bunyoro Kitara Trade and Investment, we have driven it up to the point now. Now we are starting. We have launched the event. But Sam, what do you think? How do you want to see Bunyoro Kitara Trade and Investment? Now we have to think about short term, medium, and long term. Let us talk about the short term and the medium term. Where do you want to see Bunyoro Kitara Trade and Investment develop?
Well, this project, me myself, or before I give you an answer, is that a lot of time people misunderstand you. They look at you as an individual, but this project here, it's got a lot of people, including yourself, including Joseph, and many other people, and Joshua, other people. So me, I'm just a vision bearer who looks and see and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And in the process, you find that people, individuals who share this common goal, they join you along the way. So to me, that vision of where I want to see, or where we want to see, we want a project that promotes our region and our country and create an impact. But all that cannot be achieved by a few individuals. Yes, not everyone is going to work with you or support you, but at the end of the day, there's people who will believe in what you do and you know, the intentions that you have of creating that impact. So I'm looking at this project to see collectively building it up and engaging a few other people and build our region and the country.
Thank you. So I can see that there is a master in the house talking in the background. So now let me play this video, a short video of what happened the March. When was the date? I'm forgetting.
30th of March.
March 30th. Yes, thank you. So I'm going to play a video of what really happened, the launch of Bunyoro Kitara Trade and Investment. And then we will come back and discuss.
On the 30th of March 2024, the Hotel Intercontinental O2 London played host to an exciting event, the Bunyoro Kitara Trade and Investment, under the theme Explore Uganda. Bunyoro Kitara Trade and Investment is a platform for those interested in Uganda, particularly in Hoima City, known for its booming oil industry. Located in western Uganda within the Kingdom of Bunyoro Kitara, Hoima City is at the heart of economic growth and development. The event served as a teaser for the upcoming major event in September 2024, expected to draw a large number of participants and exhibitors. The launch attracted individuals from diverse backgrounds, including business leaders from Brazil with a keen interest in investing in Uganda, particularly in Hoima. The event featured panel discussions, presentations, and networking opportunities, with a special message from key figures such as the Mayor of Hoima City.
We are trying to make sure that we improve the infrastructure. We are trying to make sure we improve the cleanliness of the city, manage garbage well. We are trying to make sure we create a conducive environment for investment within the city, so that when someone comes in, it's easy for him to do business within our city.
The Prime Minister of Bunyoro Kitara Kingdom.
This is a very big opportunity to showcase the investment opportunities from the Bunyoro Kitara Kingdom, but also for people to showcase their services and products which can be of great use in this region. We've been very fortunate that the government has improved our road infrastructure. African football finals will be taking place. This will happen here in Hoima City, in Paro, where a new stadium is being constructed. So this will it means that we'll need a lot of restaurants, hotels, and the hospitality industry really has to be top notch.
and the Ugandan High Commissioner, represented by Miriam Otenga.
Message from Ambassador Nimisha Dabadvani, High Commissioner of Uganda to the United Kingdom of Great Britain, Northern Ireland, and Ambassador of Uganda to Ireland. Greetings to you all. Lord Mayor in absentia of Hoima, distinguished Ugandans, friends, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you a very happy Easter. I apologize for not being with you in person. However, my sister Miriam Otengo represents me well. Welcome to you all for this gathering today to further see opportunities in our stunning country of beauty on her people, culture, geography, and gastronomy. Explore Uganda, promoting tourism offers some of the world's most exciting and interesting adventure activities that include boat tours, forest hike, mountain climbing, the wildlife research activities. Explore Uganda on the tip of discovery with the fastest and the most hospitable packs and people in Africa and perhaps the world. Very soon, Uganda Airlines will fly directly from Entebbe to London by the end of 2024. Therefore, it's imperative to find markets for our products in the United Kingdom and Ireland. Therefore, all of you gathered here today, from far and wide, I invite you to bring your families, friends, to visit Uganda to see their roots and make a difference in whichever way you can. I wish you all a wonderful day with a successful deliberation on the investment, trade, and tourism opportunities in Uganda and the region. Thank you, Asante, for God and my country. That was her message. Thank you.
So as we wrap up for today, I really want to welcome back Mr. Sammuel Kitone. Here we are. Sam, over to you.
Yeah, I'm excited that we are wrapping up the day. My daughter says, 6 years old, says, Dad, teamwork makes a dream work. So, and all this that has happened here has been teamwork. So I would like my colleagues, my team to come here. You can see the power of ladies, you know. Some people look at us, they say, oh, those are few people, but we are not a few people. There's a lot of people behind us, including yourselves. You saw the presentation from the Prime Minister. We have the guest of honor represented from the Uganda High Commission. There is an abbreviation that was said is by Madam Miriam, ATM. So agriculture, tourism, and manufacturing. On my right, I don't know whether you've managed to see a symbol there. It's a very landmark, significant for Uganda. And now we've got the equator here. Isn't that amazing? We are not only in investment, we are promoting agriculture, we are promoting tourism, and that is a big tourism. And our region, we have Kabaleega, Elizabeth National Park. We have a lot. We have Lake Kyoga. So please, when we talk about investment, so that symbolizes tourism.
Bunyoro Kitara Trade and Investment is paving the way for economic growth and collaboration in Uganda. Join us in September for an even bigger and more impactful event. Explore Uganda with us. Bunyoro Kitara Trade and Investment, connecting the world to Uganda.
So, okay, I know, yes, I got carried away, man. I know the video is long, 6 minutes, but I really like people to see what we have started. You see, One thing that I want to ask, let me ask Sam again. You know, I know, as I've said, that you are fearless. You just want to see things done. But what are your challenges that you are facing when you are trying to put these things together? I know you. I know you have mentioned that people. You have got people helping. Some operate in the background. But what are your main challenges? And I think let us just talk about challenges. Also, Joshua, this question I wanted to know: what are the challenges you are facing? You are a businessman. Sam first. Oh, wow.
I think Sam has lost his voice.
Yeah, Sam, we can't hear you.
Yes, am I back now?
Yeah, you're back. Yes,
Yes.
sorry.
Thank you, JJ, for that recap of our recent event, to show the glimpse of what we are heading and what took place on that day. Thank you. And again, thank you for everyone that managed to attend and supported on that event. Um, your question is that every project has got its own challenges. And the main challenge that you normally meet, it's people not understanding your vision or your drive. That a lot of times you're being misinterpreted in because, like what Joshua has talked about, that people are in their comfort zone, people are used to a certain way. So once you start working with people and your mindset, without it's not a disrespect when you tell people, say people, or people, like what the way um Mr. Joshua explained it, that people work, they work for 9 hours, but 7 hours, but in actual sense, they work for 1 hour. Because yeah, so it's the same, that this one, people, they see you differently. And you know where you come from, or I know where I come from. I know where I was a few years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. I know where I was. So and when you're with someone who doesn't know where you've been 20 years ago, 30 years ago, they misunderstand you. And that is always a problem. And it takes long. A few people can understand you on these projects. That's the challenge. The main challenge is that it takes very long for people to understand that people do not give you a chance to do a project that you're looking at doing. They don't. They, before you even start, people want already to bring you down, or they want to fight you. So that's the challenge. Not all of them, those ones that are working with you, but as you can imagine, you spend a lot of time. If you are a community leader, you're a business person, so you spend a lot of time in, I would say, trying to get people on board, whereas you could spend that time executing whichever project that you need to do by everyone bringing on their skills. So, in short, is people misunderstanding you of what your drive is or your vision is, and they waste a lot of energy onto that instead of um, giving you a benefit of a doubt or supporting you in executing. Even businesses like that. When
Let
I
us go to
started,
Joshua. We'll come back to you.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'll summarize mine into three main points. One is the first challenge is goal driven, have finding people who are like minded, and background, the background of each and every individual. So I'll build on the first one. Goal driven. Most people lack the drive. You're used to your comfort zone, like I said earlier, and you don't have a vision what you want to be in the next 5 years. So that is what I've found. If I wanted to start a business here with someone or partner with someone, their goals are sometimes limited, others are comfortable in their 9 to 5. Now, secondly, is having like minds. This is a very good program. I mean, when we all join our efforts, we are all like-minded. We want to develop Bunyoro and see Bunyoro grow. These kind of programs, if you get so many people who are like-minded, the program will shoot up. It will have a positive vibe. Now, backgrounds. Different people have different backgrounds. There are those whose backgrounds are chifiriza in the local language. In the Baganda, they say chifiriza. So they don't want to see someone elevated. If you kind of get up, someone wants to bring you down, and that is typical of our people, our countrymen. Now, if you weed out those small challenges, because those are the few challenges I've seen. You come to talk to people, and someone who just wants to talk about Arsenal winning Liverpool, nothing substantial. You come, someone just wants to tell you how much alcohol you can drink. How is that going to develop us? So those are the three key areas. Finding someone who has a goal, something to drive to, having like minds, like Mr. Kitone here, just a few interactions, and you, Mr. Joseph, the few interactions we've had in the past, before those meetings or in other meetings we've had, we connected because we are people of like minds. I'm not dismissing any other person, but I'm giving an example how we all interconnected. We wanted to build this voice of Bunyoro, came and talked, because we all have something to contribute. Yeah, I believe and I have a passion that it is going to grow because we're like-minded, we are goal-driven, and the background is development.
Yeah.
That's my two.
So, okay, you know what? Probably what I see, because the way how we are brought up, we like to hear or to believe somebody has said this, somebody has said this, even if it is whatever they have said, it is irrelevant or non-irrelevant. We still, and those actually drives us back. Now, my thinking, as I have always been saying, because sometimes I talk to myself. I promised myself, Sam knows me, that these days, instead of arguing with somebody, I might as well argue with myself, because I know if I argue with myself, I will know why I'm arguing by myself. I can assess what I'm doing wrong, and I can assess what I might be doing right. So, solutions, I think you have touched something there, which actually leaned on solution. So, let me go back to Sam. What do you think the solution is?
Well, with community and the backgrounds that or the points um, uh, Joshua talked about, the goal, like-minded, and background. So those keys, those points are very key. But when you look at like-minded, so people come on a project as like-minded, or you begin a project as like-minded, but there is lack of consistency. So along the way, someone who showed or who tended to be a person of like-minded, it turns out to be different. So he talked about the background. So it is the solution here. Working with different people is extremely difficult. Although looking at some other communities who have been successful, for instance, the Indians and a few others, even our own, the Batoro, and some people have done projects and they've been successful. And there's been that like-minded aspect, and there's been consistency. So if we find a way of educating our people, because of the background they've come from, does not allow them that you create an environment of conducting a project, but along the way, because they come from a different background, that it catches up at some point, and then a project either fails or people fall out. So I think the solution is for us not giving up to our community, getting on those ones who can come on board. Obviously, all these fingers are not, they are not the same. So people have got different desires. Not everyone is going to be able to be with you on the same page. So I think it's is to not giving up, getting those ones who buys the vision. But if you ask me a solution, I don't have one single solution of saying that this can be solved with one word or one statement. It is a continuous education. But what I believe is that the young generation, they are very well driven and they don't have any strings attached when it comes to promote Uganda or Bunyoro or the country they come from. Whereas to certain age, they've got region, school, tribe, area, and that plays a key role and it affects. So if we get rid of that, which is very hard to teach a dog a new tricks or an old dog new tricks, but whereas the young generation, when you interact with them, once they're doing things, they are moving forward. So maybe the young to inspire and mentor the young generation, then they can be a role model for the elder generation. So yeah, we need to educate people and change their mindset that when it comes to build a nation, to build a region, it's not you. Like what Donald Trump says, it's American first. America first, the rest come around that. So if we can say our region first, our self-centered ego and what have you comes later. But we sit down and promote our country or our region and be patriotic.
Joshua, solution.
Thank you.
Yes.
Solution. See, Mr. Kitone is helping me so much by looking out different solutions while he's talking. One is focus, two is patience. Now, I'll start mine with a small story. I am part of the House of Toro. It's a group that was started by some Batoro here in the diaspora. We had a vision of coming together, putting monies together, and we look for a project. At that time, we didn't have anything focused as in a goal. But our main aim was to get money together, and after 1 year, we see what we could invest in. Now we've got a market that we got with the help of the local authorities in Chakagusa. And what started with the people, like Mr. Kitone said, people's background, trying to put it down, giving different ideas and putting everyone down, has, through patience, yeah, has successfully picked up, and all those who are laughing at the project are now willing and want to join at a very high cost. Now, my solution here is stay focused. If let's say Mr. Kitone had the same idea of House of Bunyoro, and let's say through the help of the local, the mayor, the local authorities, and every technical person in the kingdom, if they all offered support and we came up with a project as a group, that with that vision, that will work out. I'll ask you why. I'll tell you why. Because one, it is focused, it is goal driven. There is focus because people will try to put you down as the founders, put you down, come with negativities. There are those who are petty, say no. Joseph is running this with Mr. Kitone. I don't trust them. Fine, let them talk. But once you have a clear goal and you're focused on achieving that goal, stay focused and be patient. Once you get like-minded people on board, whatever project you've got will thrive with the help of the local authorities and the mayor. That is my 2 pence.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we have got all that. The support is there. You see, people need to learn. When you see Chinese coming to Uganda, they're building factories. Now, on BKTI, we had people from Brazil. They want to come and invest. Yet, we have got our own people who do not actually believe in anything. They actually don't believe that they can go and start a business in their own homeland. Eh? You see a man from Eastern Europe goes and buys a land and plants matoke, and he's selling matoke to the people. I was telling my I was I was telling my relatives. You see, my nephew is created a group for our clan. Yeah. Now, as for that one, I don't know how I can even preach to them because they don't even know what a collective means. When you tell them that, you know what, you need to collect money, put money, 1,000 shillings in the account, they can't actually see that. But surprisingly, we have got those people here in the UK who are actually thinking they are very happy doing things on their phone, WhatsApp all the time. And that's where they are solving their problems. Anyway, look, that is not our problem. Sorry, my fingers went wrong there. Now we are wrapping up. This is a business program. We can maybe when we are talking about these problems, we can always bring in. We will be asking, how do you make money, and how do you find ways of actually making good contacts? Because I know we are lacking networking. We don't have network. We don't network. Our network now is on WhatsApp. I think we have now used up all the time. For now, these last 2 minutes. Just say, tell us what because we are going to have this program on a weekly basis. Next time when I come on until we get a presenter. I want to know, how do you really make money, and what investments that diasporans could do. I have been, when I visited Uganda, I went to so many places. People are going to be surprised because I recorded them, and we are going to present these ideas and say, well, look, this is an investment here. Somebody's done this, he's done this. So 2 minutes each, no, 1 minute each. How do we drive these things now? We have got a business program, because when we come back, we don't want to be complaining this or community. No, I know the community what can do for me, and I know what it has not done for me. Sam.
Well, thank you, uh, Attain. Before before I give the wrap up, just uh, Mr. Joshua talked about House of Toro. So House of Toro, someone must have initiated that concept. It wasn't that 100 people at the same time said we're going to do House of Toro and they went ahead. There must be an individual or two, and then they became 3, and then 4. So to me, I think our culture here, we need to embrace people. Whatever field people are in, to embrace them and support them as much as we can, because Rome was not built in one day, and House of Toro was not built in one day, and whichever project that we can talk about. So your question on how money can be made, I think there is power into, I normally use this many times, is a model of you initiate, you maintain, and then you advance. Whether it is a project, whether it's a network, you have, and that's where you can make money. You alone, you cannot make money. But I see people talk about your social capital and so forth, but I don't know how they understand that. But it's your net worth is equal your network. So if you have a very good network, you can make money, because within those network, you can get people who add value in what you're doing, and you add value on what they're doing, value addition, and in the process, you're going to make money. But when you sit down and you don't have any network, you have not advanced any relationship in terms of business, it does not
Okay,
go
you've got
anywhere.
10 seconds to wrap up. The clock is
Yes.
moving.
So the way our community or we can make money, let us initiate whatever we initiate, maintain it, and then advance it. We'll make money.
Thank you. That question is wide, but I will summarize it in 2 words. One is finding the niche in the market. You have to find the gap. What is lacking. If it is like the Brazilians you're talking about, the Brazilians who are coming to plant matoke or do something like that, piggy bank on them and do their transport. That's a niche that they don't have. The local transporters. You can become the middleman. Say that for those Brazilians, if they're going to transport their matoke, they go through you, because they also want someone central that they can go to and pay to one person, not to every different individual. So that's the niche I was talking about. Is finding the gap in the market. And secondly, if it's in the service industry, you make your service on top notch. Just like you see the program you've made, it is top notch. It's not mediocre. Once you make a mediocre service, you're going to compete with everyone. So if you make your service a little bit higher in standard, everyone will come to you. I'll give you an example. If you started an Airbnb, yeah, yours has maybe flashing. I'm talking about now in Hoima, yeah. Yours has where they do muchomo. It has a live band. It has this and that, and others is just on the bed and breakfast. You'll find that you're attracting more customers than anyone else. Anything you jump on and you make it better will attract more money. That is how you make money, and that's how you compete. Okay, that's all I can say, because it's a big topic. If I start now, it will take us long.
Well, we have got 9 months. No, 6 months up until the BKTI, the big one. So we will every week we are going to be recording a program about money and business. We are going to bring some professionals here, so that we can actually hear not necessarily Bunyoro only, because you see we are forgetting that the world is a global village. Anyone now, anywhere, anyone can actually go anywhere and make business and make money. So, gentlemen, thank you very much. I think next time we would like to see a lady somewhere. You know, we have to balance things out. So, but if we are calling out anybody, so let me go here. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have just had Samuel Kitone Araali Mulindwa, and Joshua Rwagasore talking about a simple solution, but this is the start. We are going to be driving this program. We are going to bring professionals so that the time for talking is out. We want action. But before I go off the air, I would like to say thank you to the team that put Bunyoro Kitara Trade and Investment at the Intercontinental O2. We had our manager, Ruth Dube from Zimbabwe. And then we had our graphic designer, Kea, who designed our website. By the way, we have got a website too. Our website is www.bunyoro-kitara-trade-investment.co.uk. You can go there, you'll find a whole lot of information. Let me go back here. I know I'm blabbing too much. So, gentlemen, thank you very much. And I will see you next week. Next week, when we come back here, we want actually to see how do you guys how do you plan even to start a business? And after that, where do you take it? Because you see, these stages are very, very important. For now, I will see you next week.
Thank you.
Yes. So that was it for now. That's all, folks. We will see you next week. The men are coming back. Yes. Until then, ciao.